I want to be down.
I want to be down from all angles. You should join our Instagram and we should like connect the live streams and be obnoxious.
So it'd be like the eternal
Miracles. What's up? What's up? What's up? RevFit Radio. We setting up here. Over here at the People's Forum, setting up the tech, setting up the mics, setting up the various cameras, the angles.
And now we're live.
Oh, and there we go. So we're going live from 4 different angles.
This is what it looks like when you don't give a fuck.
Oh man,
Oreos.
I don't think
we got Oreos in the house today. We got the vegan treats, Oreos, and then we got Black Forest. No, we ain't giving props to Black Forest.
Nah.
We ain't getting paid for that. We got some fruit.
I read the label. And I thought
organic.
it was gonna be a good decision, but then they told me I read the wrong side.
It's naturally flavored, and it's USDA organic, and it's gluten free. So we're gonna talk about that.
Did you know that I hold the Ripley's, believe it or not, National Geographic, what's the shit that you can hold records in? What's the name of that shit? Now, what is the name of that shit? I'm having a CTE moment. What is the name, bro? Where you could do the most snot rockets in a row, like you can hold a record in there. Oh, the Guinness Book. I am the Ripley's, believe it or not, National Geographic Bronx Guinness Book of World Record Champion for cunning linguistics. Okay,
Live from 4 angles.
and you got to know that what I'm saying is true. I got a master's of science in urban education, right? And Oreo is the only word in the universe that is pronounced the same forward and back, but it's spelled differently. It's not spelled the same forward and back. It's not a palindrome, but it's still pronounced the same forward and back. I dare you to tell me I'm wrong. Try to read Oreo backwards and tell me.
Guinness Book records.
I hope, but I'm a cunning linguist in the Bronx chain. Like I have the picture up in my bathroom. I have the picture up in my bathroom.
I almost died. I'm dying.
Well, I also know how to resuscitate people. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, Shawn, read Oreo backwards. Tell me it's not Oreo. See?
That's true.
Oreo.
Oreo.
Exactly. Thank you. So anyway.
So they spelled it wrong.
Nah. It's just one of those things, man. It's one of those things. The English language is weird.
Oh, man.
How's everybody doing out there?
I'm choking to death.
We're recording here. It's almost like we have a live studio audience, but I want to say what's up to Iris, because Iris is doing the damn thing.
Where is Iris right
now? Hey, yo, Angel.
You're not in our feed.
Angel.
Angel, what up?
He's slandering us right now with comedic value strong. So next time you're in one of those moments, bro, look at the word Oreo and try to read it backwards, and you tell me what you come up with.
Oh man,
listen, we have children.
Yes,
we can say that plurally. Yes, because I alone have plural kids,
and I have one.
So collectively,
and I
it's
am
still
one,
plural.
So
yeah,
Jenny has 2 kids.
Damn. Shout out to Well. I guess I'm in my second childhood. No, I know. I was messing with you. Angel, tú eres mi hermano, papi. I just didn't want to say what you said. Trying to be upstanding here. What are we talking about today?
So we're talking about keeping kids healthy during the winter. And as parents, I think this is something we think about all the time.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
But, there goes Iris. What's up?
Iris.
Check out the Twitter feed. So go to twitter.com and look for RevFit Radio. We got a new Twitter feed, a new Twitter account. So that is live. And we got Iris managing the Twitter feed. So Iris is not with us in studio, but she is remotely in her home studio.
She's our spirit guide.
Yes. And she's trying to make it sound good on Twitter. So big ups to Iris, and go follow us on Twitter. So we can. Do we have any followers yet? Iris, do we have any followers other than me and you?
Iris, I'll create a Twitter to go follow us.
Yes.
If you want.
If you have a Twitter, even if you don't use it, go follow us. Show some love. And of course, show some love
Or just
on
go,
Instagram.
just go follow us.
Word.
4.
So yo, before we get to topic today, 4 followers. There we go. Double the amount that I thought. You don't have a Twitter at all?
I got 4, but I don't use them. I used to use
That's
them.
the 4 people following us?
Nah, that
Oh.
would be sick if it was. I had, I'm like, I got ADHD, ADD, and a little bit of CTE. So sometimes I get inspired and I go hard, and then I just be like, nah, I don't want to do that no more. You know. So I got one, for the music, and then one for when I was like, nah, let me do some art stuff. I was trying to do tie-dye stuff on Etsy.
I remember that, yeah.
So I never did the Etsy shop because you got to have all kinds of like legitimate tax
You can't
credit.
be in Area 50.
You can't be in Area 32. Yeah. So, I don't like to be official with the government info. So I decided not to do that, but I created the Twitter before I went through the Etsy thing. So, I got a few different Twitters, but I don't tweet anymore.
But you have tweeted.
Back in the day, yes.
Nice. I have a Twitter account and I use it sporadically. I'll have like moments where I'm like, yo, I really want to get down with Twitter and go live and all that stuff with the conversation. And I'll do like one random tweet and then I won't tweet for like a month. That is my tweeting personality.
I really feel like in my mind, Instagram is the one, right? However, the youth be all about the Snapchat, right?
I don't know. I'm not young anymore. I don't know.
I mean, okay.
Arsenio, tell us.
Yeah.
Snapchat is still a thing?
Apparently. I don't use it.
So
is it like the
there's a
teenagers?
demographic that
Like
I want to say
16 to 24 kind of thing?
Yes.
How old are you,
We've
Arsenio?
aged out.
28.
Oh, okay.
Bro,
His voice got deeper.
Yeah, you heard that? When I saw that,
I'm a grown ass man.
He had that face too, like don't be asking me my age. Yo, that was good.
Yo, big up to Arsenio in the background. Let's see if we can pan into us.
Yeah.
Big up to Arsenio and the Orioles holding it down in the background. Yo, so before we get started though with the topic, a couple announcements. So big up to the People's Forum. We're over here every Thursday, 8:30 p.m., 320 West 37th Street. So we're live in the studio and they have tons of events going on tonight. So it's like we had to come in through the back door,
For real.
the freight elevator, all that kind of stuff. And then there was like events happening in the lower level. So really, really dope. Go to their site, peoplesforum.org. They just put out the December calendar of events. So if you can't see the feed, if you're listening to the podcast, I'm holding up the little brochure calendar. So go check that out. And then if you go to December 13th, you will see that we are hosting workshops here. So we're doing a Understanding Fitness Justice. So that's 2 weeks from today, right?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
So a portion of that workshop will be RevFit Radio. So we're going to be bringing RevFit Radio live from the workshop and having a live audience, basically.
Oh, snap. Am I coming to that?
Yes, you coming to that.
Hey, yo! Is that a Thursday?
Am I invited?
Is that
It's
a Thursday?
It is
Yo!
It's a Thursday.
I'm wearing my shirt, my RevFit shirt.
Yes. It's gonna
It
be
fits too.
So a live RevFit Radio show on December 13th as part of the workshop on fitness justice. And the topic, of course, that week is going to be fitness justice.
Did you know that December 13th of this year is the first time this year where the day and the month are consecutive? 12 and 13. Did you know that?
No,
that only happens.
Where you be coming up with this stuff?
I've been trying
The
to
Guinness
tell
Book of
y'all,
Records,
man,
man.
the Guinness Bronx champ of the records, yo. What up?
So we got that going on. We had some other stuff. You got announcements? You got anything going on?
Nah,
Holidays?
man. Nah.
I haven't seen you. How was your holidays?
Yo, I'm always conflicted with that, yo, because I don't really like to celebrate Thanksgiving. Yeah, I like to celebrate people, my people, and so I also have a hard time with linear time. I don't want to sound like a broken record. I always say that, but I'm gonna say it. I can't remember stuff, right? So I forgot that I had a great break. This time wasn't a break, 4 days or whatever. The Thanksgiving meal that my family put together was actually dope. The food was delicious. We're lucky to be able to do that. I enjoyed the time I was there.
Do you have a lot of people that come to the
family.
table, or is it small?
It's always a weird group.
thing?
My aunt does it. My aunt has like a collection of weird people that show up to those things sometimes, and so it's always like, oh, let's see what happens. Or who's gonna be there. This year was pretty low key. Then we had friends come over on the Sunday, and that was really dope, man. Friends with their children, my children, looking at the next generation, like, you know, just chilling with each other was so dope. So that was dope. I saw Creed with one of my homies.
Don't even talk about Creed.
Yo, fam, what?
Don't even talk about Creed. Yo, me and Arsenio was waiting in the cold for how long you was waiting, Arsenio? I was only waiting there for like an hour and a half.
2 hours.
But he was there for
so this was
2.5
not about
hours.
the movie.
Yo,
this is about the experience.
We saw Alicia Keys. Yo, let's talk about Creed. Not the movie, what happened to us online.
Okay,
So
we
got
I wasn't there, but I'm acting like I was there.
Me and Arsenio got tickets, and I just kind of came in along. What was it? Premiere night. The premiere night.
It was the
Lincoln
the red,
Center.
white, and blue carpet.
Yo, the carpet event. So this is what happens. Arsenio was like, yo, I just got online. He said he had tickets at 6:30, right? The tickets.
Yeah.
So I get there like at what time I got there? 5.
I got there like around 6. I got there like around 5, so you got there like around 6.
Yeah. So he hits me up like, yo, there's a long ass line around the corner.
No spoilers.
Yo, I approach and there's a red carpet, and I'm like, oh, Sylvester Stallone is up in here.
No way.
Yeah, they were all there. So in any case, so I walk by and I'm like, all right, let me find Arsenio online. So I hit up Arsenio, and this is like, what is it, 63rd Street or whatever?
Yeah.
Center,
Oh, yeah.
62nd? Yeah, 68th. So I'm like, yo, where you at? He's like, yo, I'm on 89th. I was like, what?
What happened? The wrong joint?
Nah, he was just bugging. He was just cold and bugging. So then he was around the corner. He was like by the post office. I didn't even know there was a post office over there.
Yeah.
So he's all the way at the back of the line. I'm like, oh shit, this is not looking good.
Yeah.
So then we get to the back of the line, and we're waiting online, and we're just like brick as hell. And we're by the side entrance, and just a car pulls up, a big ass Jeep, and the security guards were getting all like hyped and stuff. So we're like, what's going on? And dead ass, Alicia Keys walked out, came into the back entrance to go watch the premiere. So Alicia Keys was like a foot in front of me, and I didn't even realize it until it was too late. I didn't have the camera out, nothing, so no proof. And then, what time 8 o'clock?
It was like
8:30 or something like that. After being out there for 2.5 hours, they turned us away. They got packed because it was like one of these things.
6
like
people in front of us got in. We were like, "Oh no, you guys are Spanish. You're not getting in."
What?
Yeah, so we almost made it. There was like, how many of us didn't get in? Probably like a good 100.
All the dark folks.
So
that's messed up.
So big ups to Creed, man, but fuck that shit for overbooking.
Yeah, the movie was actually not that good. I mean, I'm not a big Rocky guy, man. Like,
okay.
But I'm
Did you like part
supporting
one?
Eric Killmonger for the rest of his life.
Yes.
So,
did you like the first one?
The first Creed?
Yeah.
I don't even remember seeing it. I think I saw it. Maybe I did see it.
It was good.
Oh no, I did see it. I just can't remember it. As usual.
I was a big fan. Yeah. It caught me by surprise.
It was mad formulaic. No spoilers. Straight up though. It was mad formulaic, right? Rocky style. But yo.
Did he have cancer? I thought he died in the first one. Or was
that's what I'm saying. First of all, Sylvester Stallone stopped doing the HGH, whatever the A-Rod shit that he was doing to keep the expendable shit where he was looking swole AF, right? He's looking like me basically now, right? Like I'm like, damn, Sly, what's going on? Like that's what happens when you get cancer in the movies. Like you just look like me. So there was all these illusions I won't comment on. I'm not trying to spoil nothing. But I do want to say the dude that plays Drago's son, yo, where do they find these people, man? That dude is a monster, yo. Yeah. Was he? Is he? I thought he was just like a fitness model or something. How do you make it that long in your life, being that big, and like that dude was brolic and just 0%
body fat. Oh,
just now get discovered.
I would say he's a hottie. Who, Sylvester Stallone or the Russian dude?
You know, that dude is like, I'm like, damn, that guy was. How could there's no way that Creed? I'm not trying to spoil nothing, but y'all know what happens, right? There's no way Creed is gonna beat this guy, yo.
There's no way he's gonna win, and then he wins.
Yeah, like get out of here, man. That shit ain't.
Spoiler alert.
Rocky's gotta go. I heard this was the last one. He's going for real. Is that true? Did you hear that?
Who's going?
Sylvester Stallone said he ain't doing no more Rockies or Creeds.
Nah.
Yo, watch Dolph Lundgren come back and be like, yo, Creed 3, where Drago takes over. And then what's her name? Flavor Flav's homie, Flavor Flav's wife, Bridget Nielsen. Is that Bridget Nielsen? Is that her name?
I don't know. The one from the show?
Yeah, the one that Flavor Flav got married to for the TV show. That's this dude's mom Flavor in the movie.
In Love or whatever. Oh, yes.
So she was in it looking, like, damn.
Yeah.
The years, yo. Father Time is undefeated, yo.
Oh God.
All these people from
They
the
were
first
married,
movies
she
looking
said.
old.
She said, "You're correct. They were married." Yo, we got Iris doing fact checks. We got Arsenio doing fact checks.
And we got no facts.
And we got Arsenio.
Yo, we
check the
need
facts.
y'all. We need
That's
y'all.
my new
Yo,
quote.
we need y'all.
All right. So let's get to it. So with the topic is
This
relevant.
is a perfect segue. You know why? Because after watching that movie, I started chasing my children down with my minivan, running in the street. Because I was like, yo, y'all got to get together. Y'all got to get the six pack and all that. From now, I don't care if you're 6 years old. I don't care if it's cold outside. Run. Run.
You was training them?
Yeah,
you
I
was
want to. Yo, Drago took the L, but my kids ain't taking the L.
So you was running with them?
Bro, I was driving the minivan, bro. I was like,
what happened to leading by example?
Yeah, I do that too, man. They watch me playing 2K. My dude is fit. He is fit in that game. I got a
NBA
picture.
2K.
In the notes,
20,
we're gonna put a picture.
2019?
2K, whatever we're in, whatever the newest game was. My dude is fit. If I was in the NBA, that's what I would look like. I'm an educator. I don't gotta look like that right now.
Word.
But anyway.
All right. So, topic: how to keep kids healthy. So parents are always concerned when the winter comes around. I think the first thing to talk about is what are the common like misconceptions or maybe real things. What's the common things that parents are concerned about when the winter comes?
That their kids are gonna get cold.
Like just cold, like just the body's gonna get cold.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I let my kids go out there.
Yes, why?
I worry about the animals in my neighborhood more than I worry about. And I'm talking about my kids. I'm talking about the real animals. There'll be coyotes running through my backyard.
So you're worried about the animals.
I'm worried about animals coming to attack my children. So I taught them.
But why are you not concerned about your kids being in the cold?
Because I know what it's like. I used to ride my bike when I lived in Manhattan all day, every day, no matter the weather. And when you're active, your body heats up and you're good. Like you don't get cold.
Man, I remember when I was a kid, I used to play ball in the winter.
Yeah, we'd be out there.
Yeah, that's the best time.
Snowed.
That's the best time because the courts are free.
Ball when it snowed, and we would not bounce because you couldn't dribble. We would just shoot it, and it would go in, and they would roll it or pass it to you. Yeah, man. So cold weather, I don't know, man. I don't know. Do people worry about that? What is there to worry about?
I feel like there is an overprotectiveness when it comes to like exposing your kids to the cold. I mean, you think about the Christmas Story, that famous movie, The Christmas Story, where she bundles up the little kid and he can't basically walk because he's in so much coats. So there is that over concern where if you decrease body temperature, you're going to be more susceptible to getting sick.
Well, when you get sweaty and all that, and then you take your clothes off. So my children like to take their clothes off when they get hot. So they'll go outside with no shirt on or whatever, or no jacket
in the
on.
winter.
Yeah, because they think they're hot, or they want
right.
to take off their jacket. That's when you can get actually some hypothermia or something like that, right? Because you're gonna have your wet body out there, and you might end up. That might be the worst case, or
maybe, but
chances.
There's also the polar bear clubs where like in Eastern Europe and Russia, where they going out, without a shirt. They're taking their kids out without shirts. They're getting them acclimated to the cold. So there's arguments in favor of just being butt naked in the winter, and that's actually gonna help. On that point though, like the whole question of acclimation,
they're different out there.
Yeah, the acclimation though, like the Iceman, Wim Hof, the idea that if you're like overprotective and not exposing your kids to the cold, they're actually going to be more susceptible
to getting
or
whatever,
or they're just going to be more sensitive.
More
sensitive. They're not going to, they're not properly acclimating. Like for instance, we go from a heated room to another heated room to a heated train. So we're in coats when we're outside. So we're just trying to keep our body temperatures at a certain place, which kind of makes sense. But at the same time, it's to the extreme now where we're not exposing ourselves to the elements. So when the elements are a little harsher, when it gets a little colder, below zero, your body doesn't know how to deal with it, and you haven't built up the capacity to deal with the cold.
We soft, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Everyone gets trophies.
Winter is coming. You saw that? The premiere is coming. I mean, the finale. Game of Thrones.
Yes.
When's that happening? It's like this
July or
April,
right? Like mad far. It's not even close.
I saw advertisements. I thought it was coming out next month.
They're bugging.
You know how they do.
I'm about to watch last season.
That's how they do. They get you open so that you watch all the seasons. So yeah, but I think for little kids, the bigger concern I see is like the flu. So there's the kids they're always pushing the flu shots. They're saying you can't be careful with your kids at school. They're gonna get exposed to the germs and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I have a 3-year-old, and so like when she started school, she was getting sick like every other week. So that's a concern.
So what's
you
up
went
with
through
the
that?
flu shot? Do we get it or not?
I'm not a fan of the flu shot.
What's the thinking behind that? Because I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean,
I got no facts here.
The thing is that the flu shot is bringing in a small component of that flu into your body so that you build up the antibodies.
I get that. But
so what happens though is that if we are continuously doing that to the populace, then
that's why they keep talking about the flu strain or whatever this being worse, right?
Exactly, it mutates. So the sickness will mutate to basically beat the antibodies that we're developing. So now the flu that we're dealing with today is stronger than the flu that we're dealing with 10 years ago. Right. It's mutated and is going to continue to mutate. And then also the antibiotics that we use once we do get the flu, there's a crisis of overuse of antibiotics in the U.S.
Damage our immune system.
Right, damage, and they weaken our immune system. And then also, when it's too much antibiotics, then the antibiotics start becoming not as effective. Mm-hmm. Right, you should be using antibiotics when you're in extreme sickness, not just when you have the common cold or even flu-like symptoms. Like, it was really interesting when I was in Europe, my past trip out there. The baby got sick while we were out there. So if you go to the pharmacy in the U.S. when the babies are sick, they give you all these different things. We went to the pharmacy and they were like, "Why are you going to give your baby medicine?" And we were like, "Oh, she has a fever of like 102," and they were like, "That's okay." Like they were like, "That's totally fine."
Ice bath.
Yeah, they were like, "Just don't let it get over 104. If it goes over 104, wet cloth. Not ice bath for a 3-year-old, but yeah, you can if they get really extreme and they're about to get a seizure. But even that, you want the fever. That fever is killing the bacteria. Exactly. Oh, snap. So this is like the regular pharmacists who are looking at us like, why are you going to give your kids medication?
Yeah.
So in Europe,
they was judging you, bro.
Yeah, they was judging me, man. They were like, "What, fucking U.S. people?"
So the pharmacists don't have the good bedside manner, but they don't have to. They're not.
No, they just realize how ignorant the U.S. populace is. Yeah, they're looking at us like all these damn Americans over medicating their kids.
Yep. Damn, bro.
So we getting some comments here. Iris talking about raccoons on Kingsbridge.
Yo, true story.
She's talking about bugs becoming stronger and resistant. Sure. Yes, the bugs are getting stronger and resistant.
Let me hit you. Let me tell a little story, right?
Yes.
So I got my last tattoo. I ended up getting infected, right? And
where is that tattoo?
It's on my inner calf. And
your inner calf. Where's the inner calf?
It's the space between the shin and the back calf.
Oh,
by the knee crack. You know what a knee crack is?
The medial part. Yeah.
Medial. I don't think I have any medials. I got extra largicals. So listen, all right, y'all was trying to distract me because y'all know I got that.
Wait, so it got infected?
Yeah, but I did. It was my fault. It wasn't a bad tattoo part. That's my man. He, 98% of my tattoos he's done. I ended up using saran wrap, which you're not supposed to do.
Because it suffocates it?
Yes, but long story short, someone else told me to use saran wrap because of his style. But that's only right after you get it. And then you go home after like maybe 4 or 5 hours, you take it off and you wash it. This was like a day after I put saran wrap on.
Were you trying to lose weight in your calves?
I got skinny. I already got skinny ankles. I'm going to show you my ankles. Skinny ankles. Anyway, my wife and a whole bunch of us were going to the pool, but I didn't want to go because I just got the tat. And it was dumb hot. This was like August, crazy heat. I didn't want to be tempted to go into the pool because I knew I would have.
You like the pool?
I'm a big fish, person in the pool only. And so I put this dirty saran wrap. It was dirty. That's how I know I got the infection. It was.
Wait, where'd you get the?
It was from my tie-dye stuff.
Oh my god!
So like it was not. It was open. It wasn't in a
peanut
box.
butter and jelly sandwich.
It was like with mad dust and all kinds of nasty stuff. But I took a few layers off, so I thought I got to the clean layer, but I probably didn't. So. I like a week later, I saw that
you got tie-dye.
My whole leg was swollen. My feet were swollen. It was ugly, right? Yeah, I looked like I was goutish. And so I wasn't trying to go to the doctor. I said, my natural Dothraki, Jabari ass immune system is going to cure my shit, right?
Yeah.
And then one of my homies who was in the Peace Corps and all that, who the most even keel laid back dude was like, yo, you should probably get that looked at. right?
That's what you know is an issue.
No doubt, because
Like,
anyone
yo,
else would be like, yo, you about to die, right? But he was just like,
yo, your leg look like it's about to get chopped off.
so I did go, yeah, you got an infection. So they gave me all this stuff, whatever. Long story short, I was trying to let my body do its thing. So I think like there's an ignorance or a fear involved with that approach.
Right.
If you don't know enough, right?
No, for sure.
Sometimes you could get caught out there, right? Like he said, I know somebody that got an infection and then it got peptic.
Yeah, that's what it's on.
Whatever the-
Septic blood
Hey, yo,
infection.
there you go.
Yo, they doing fact checks for us before we
yo.
even say the words. They say it for
So
us.
see, right?
Yo, I love our audience right now. But yeah, I think
So
that isn't
that's
like an
an
extreme.
concern.
It's an extreme where you're not
So-
not paying attention to any of the medical issues, and you're like,
So we'll fast
I'm
forward.
just gonna like power through this.
Let's
kind of thing.
extrapolate that story that might have been unnecessary to
It's
ask,
never unnecessary.
what if your child, if you are a parent that or guardian that's saying I'm not doing the medicine thing because they're just trying to jam up the immune system of my child,
Yes.
and they get a sore throat,
Yes.
and you think it could be progressing towards strep throat, when do you go to the doctor? Is it when you see the white, pussicles or nodules of pus?
Well, I'll
on
tell you.
them?
So, our daughter is
Fever number
3.5, and she is not vaccinated at all. 0 vaccinations, and we're not anti-vaccination, folks. Which some of that is a little extra sometimes.
Yeah.
But we're more in the camp of delayed vaccinations, making sure that she's consenting to the vaccinations, all that kind of stuff.
The wait and see.
Yeah, exactly. And also too, not exposing her to bad things, doing a lot of preventative care, good food, all that kind of stuff, exercise. So it's a real concern for us because she's not vaccinated and she's sharing a room with a lot of other kids. So we immediately, when she starts getting sick, I mean, now if it's a little fever, that's a day, it lasts a day, it's fine. But if it's like 2 or 3 days, she got a fever, we seeing something going on, we're immediately going to the doctor. But we have we have a homeopath doctor, is the leading homeopath in the city. Yo, big up to my doctor, man, holding it down for the baby.
Yeah.
So in any case, so we go immediately to him, and then he does the test and all that kind of stuff and make sure that the baby's okay. So I think, we don't want to be extreme and be like, nah, I never go to doctors.
No, I got you.
Yeah. But on the same token, I think there is a quickness to medicate. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between a doctor and then just throwing mad Tylenol into a baby, into a little kid because they're getting a little hot, Yo, pick up these Oreos.
Benadryl to help them sleep, was that a bad thing? No question. No comment. I mean,
That's the parenting class.
I never did that. I did that to myself.
You ever did liquor on the gums?
Nah, man.
Yeah?
Nah. Well, never
You
mind.
did. You try not to get in trouble
off camera. We could talk about that.
Parenting tools. Yeah, I think that's what they do out there too. They go ice baths and then they take vodka.
That's how you warm up.
Yes.
So
that's a big concern.
Check
Flu
this
shot,
out, man.
all that good stuff.
My son is wild active, right?
Yeah.
Wild active, and so we, he goes to school and he has an after school. So after school is like maybe 3 hours, right? I know he's just wilding out. He's just running all over, playing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I pick him up. I picked both of them up, but this story is about him. He's like, making all these. They're a little dramatic. So he was like, I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I hurt my foot. So apparently he fell, and it sounded like he twisted his ankle. So I just was like, yeah, here, take some ice, whatever. And I'm talking to him like, so what happened though? He was like, I fell down and I think I twisted my ankle. I said, well, did you tell? He said, no, I didn't want to stop playing. I knew they would send me in. The adults, they don't really listen. That's what he told me, right? And I'm like, yo, this kid knows already. He's like, and I'm saying, well, look, you could have told them, they might have given you some ice and you might have felt a little better. Right now, you're looking a little jammed up.
Then
like,
he'll lose playtime.
He said he didn't want to. So, I'm like, damn, this kid is good. But at the same time, I'm like, but now you acting like you can't walk. So, like, what is it,
Trying to get daddy sympathy.
Yeah, which, I love that kid. So I was like, okay, here's a food cooler, pack. I let him lay his foot on. And then my wife this morning texted me, hey, he's complaining about his ankle hurting. And I was like, this kid's trying to get out of going to school, yo. This kid is smart. But he's definitely all about playing and running, so he
Yeah.
doesn't care what the temperature is, and he needs to,
Mhm.
right? It's like one of those things where if he's inside, like sometimes on Sunday, I'm like, chill, we're not going nowhere. I got to get my mind right. The work week's coming, we're chilling, whatever, let's just be inside. And then I see him bouncing off the walls, like literally, right? He'll just pick anything up, start swinging it around, and I'm like, all right, let's go. And I used to be like, come on, man, just go run around outside real quick.
Well, I think that's common too, that a lot of, like, you go to the parks and there's no kids out there.
Yeah.
So that's important. An important tip is, like, if you know, it doesn't matter if it's still winter, bring your kids to the park, let them get that energy out, because they'll be bouncing off the walls in the crib.
And it's good for you too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if we don't want to go, so a lot of times we set the, you know, trend or the stage for our children. So if we not going outside, they're not going outside. And that's the culture we're living in. People complain about kids playing video games and not going outside and playing. Well, you got to take them, you know? So that's
not
important.
sitting by your TV telling them to get off of their video games. So that's a big thing. And so what do you do about nutrition? Do the kids eat differently during the winter? I mean, everyone's diet kind of changes up in the winter time.
My daughter is super picky, like super picky. She really only eats carbs, and then really just carbs, to be honest with you. And then she'll ask for yogurt. She loves yogurt. So
when you say carbs, what do you mean?
Crackers is one of her favorite things to eat. Ritz crackers, saltines, right? Then ravioli with like butter sauce and then Parmesan cheese on top, right? He doesn't like red sauce. That's really all the only kind of food I can give her with. She's so picky. She doesn't like chicken fingers. She doesn't like any kind of meats anymore. She's always asking for yogurt. She's always asking for, you know, crackers or pretzels. She likes pretzels. So we try to get the healthiest options. So we struggle with her because you know, we don't want her to develop all these bad habits, but she really will not eat, you know? And so the doctor tells us, you know, give her within reason, you know, what she's asking for. We haven't seen anything be problematic yet, right? So we're thinking about getting like Ensure or something like that to sort of like supplement nutrition, you know, because we don't think she's getting enough vitamins and stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, the crackers, the pasta, that's a lot of sugar. That's the refined carbohydrates. So that could be difficult if that's all she's getting into her system. I mean, you know, if you're doing the pasta though, think about the sauce that you're adding.
No sauce.
No,
man. She just wants butter sauce.
Butter. Oh yeah.
Literally just put butter on it and then Parmesan cheese.
Well, you're getting the carbs in there, you're getting a little bit of protein and some fats and stuff like that.
She doesn't like eggs.
More.
So like, you know, sometimes we'll give her cornflakes.
Yeah.
It's
well, like, you know, the tip I always use when it comes to like how you get your kids to eat healthier. First of all, I got to lead by example, right? So whatever you're eating is really going to influence what the child is eating. So if you're eating a lot of stuff that shouldn't be eaten in front of them, that's setting a bad example. You know, and if you think you're being sneaky and they don't see it, kids observe everything, so they know exactly. See me, bro. They be knowing.
Nah, bro.
They be knowing.
I'd wait till they go to bed most of the time.
They be their dreams. In their dreams, they be observing you.
Maybe
you gotta watch out for that. But no, I mean, every parent does it. Be sneaking in. All right, they asleep. Go get the chocolate. But I'll go get the Oreos. But the thing is that with kids, kids want to feel like they're picking their food. They don't like their food to be picked out for them. I mean, no one really does, you know. So what you do is you buy various options, different things that can be good options for them, and also the stuff that they favor. And you buy these options, and then you give them the option to select. It's very hard to do because, though, if you have a picky kid or your kid's going through a picky phase, it's really hard to navigate. You got to try your best. But yeah, the you know, getting the liquid nutrients can be helpful. Doing a multivitamin, like a gummy bear multivitamin and stuff like that.
That's what we do. Yeah, you know, we try, but I'm telling you, man, she's going through a serious phase, and she just won't eat, you know. So my son is the exact opposite. That kid is a monster. I think he's going through a growth spurt. I mean, every time he lays down and when he wakes up, he seems bigger and he's eating everything. I mean, when I come home with my in-laws, pick him up, they're like, yo, Royce just had, you know, 4 servings of rice and beans and pork chops. And then he's like, Dad, can I have some froyo? And I'm like, well, yeah, you ate well. I'll give you a little bit of froyo. And then then I eat and he's picking food off my plate. You know what I mean? So he's like,
he's the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds pretty healthy, especially if you're giving him good stuff.
And he's always active. So, I mean, he's burning through the calories and stuff. And
well, the things to consider for the winter, obviously, you want the immune system to be stronger. So you want to make sure that the vitamins and minerals are high. So getting in, getting in the fruits, getting in the vegetables is really key. And if a kid's a little picky and they're not consuming that, maybe they'll do it in a smoothie form, or at the very least getting that multivitamin in. But that's going to be really important to keep their immune system strong. And then you want to think about warming foods. So maybe your kids are into soup. Don't get the canned soups, because a lot of the canned soups are really high in sodium and excess amount of salt, and you don't want to create that addiction in your kid. But, creating soups at home, some butternut squash soups or whatever, pumpkin soups, whatever the kids might be into. And then also thinking about, like, on that point, like pies. So a lot of people, if you buy a pie, like an Edmonds pie, that's not the healthiest. This is a bunch of added sugar. But you get some of these homemade pies that have real natural ingredients in them. And these pies are very, fall, harvesty, winter kind of things to eat. And kids are really into them. Also thinking about, too, like the holidays, is there certain things during the holidays that are family practices? Maybe you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, whatever, you celebrate. Can you tie the foods into those celebrations and be like, hey, this is what we eat during this time of the year? And it'd be like really healthy stuff, and the kids get excited. Like, this is what Santa eats before the cookies.
I try to tell my kids there was no Santa, and it was almost a wrap.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. Spoiler alert.
Let's go there.
Spoiler alert.
We're talking about winter health. So let's talk about mental health and Santa Claus. So you told your kids there's no Santa.
Yeah, but then
and there's no God, and there's no gods.
I be saying all that. But then I be getting,
So they didn't believe you?
Well, I said that, and then I got the cross-faced chicken wing stare
from your wife.
Death. Yeah, not because she wants them to believe that, but because she just feels like that might be just too much for them to have, because then they might just be going around and saying things, and I don't know, man. I just got the gas face, and maybe she thought I said it in an insensitive way. That was possible, because I think they was like Santa, and I was like, ain't no Santa, I'm Santa. Maybe that might have happened. So maybe she's looking at me because of the way I said it.
The Puerto Rican Santa up in here. You got to go for Macy's, man. Get that job. The Latino Santa.
Bro, I got that good beer.
In Macy's they have a different Santa for all the different ethnic groups, and you got to give like a special code.
Word?
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to my homie Khadijah. She probably is not listening, but I might tell her listen, because I'm gonna give it a shout out. A couple years ago, this is my homie from way back. We reconnected on Facebook, and I'm so happy that happened. She was like, yo, there's no way I'm telling my black children that some white man is bringing all these gifts. And I was like, hey, yo, thank you. This is what I'm talking about.
Yo, big up to Mr. Claus at Macy's. That's the code word, Mr. Claus. So you can see your Black Santa at Macy's. We went to see Black Santa last year with Kaya. She was shook to death.
Yeah.
Because he just, he got a lot of hair and he got bells and stuff.
Damn.
So she was just shook of Santa. But Black Santa was really dope. And I think Black Santa was LGBTQ. I think he was part of the LGBTQ community, so that was double dope.
Yeah.
So Santa was representing last year at Macy's. I don't know if he got that job again this year, but
the rainbow bag.
Yeah, he was
dope.
He was repping. So in any case, but the Santa thing is interesting because I'm in favor of the Santa Claus myth.
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent. I grew up on Christmas. I'm a big proponent of the. I got fooled. I got fooled when I was a kid. My mom was like,
all about
"That was from Santa."
Did you know that?
I know this story. But we can go there. But Jenny's not really digging it. Jenny's like, nah, we gotta tell her the truth, blah blah. I was like, nah, you gotta keep the myth for a little while. They gotta figure it out because I think of it more like as a game, more than
passage
like,
almost, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you gotta figure it out. Yeah, you gotta figure it out. You gotta put the pieces together. And also, too, they're gonna go to school and tell all the kids like.
Well, that's one of the things. So then that was that.
The backlash.
Then they asked me about the tooth fairy, and I was like, ain't no fairies. There's no such. So that's what they asked me. Are there fairies?
The Rock,
real?
Though, you seen The Rock?
That was the thing, right? He was like, are fairies real? I said, nah, fairies ain't real. And then my daughter was like, so what about the tooth fairy? And I was like, oh, no. I was like, oh,
so,
man.
do tooth fairy, though? They do the practice
They
of putting
just lost their teeth recently.
Mm-hmm.
And we did the whole
you got to make money.
thing.
Yeah, I'm eating one of these fruity chews.
It's crazy. It was crazy, bro. You know how much they're trying to put on the pillows nowadays? Bro, do you know how much?
Inflation, bro. You can't put $1.
Yo, fam, they talking about $5 for a tooth. What?
The kids tell you that?
Nah, man, I'm hearing that from family members.
Yeah, that's important though, yo.
$5.
The fight for 15, you know what I'm saying, is the fight for 5.
Yo,
Kids gotta get their equal, their equal payout. Yo,
how
this is
about
definitely
you just put your
Starburst.
See, that's what I'm saying. I wanted the gummies.
Yo, we gotta talk
I
about
was
this.
like, put your tooth in the piggy bank, man. Forget all that $5 nonsense.
Yo, so what's good with so past some snacks? Yo, you are missing. We got Oreos
Come through.
and we got Fruity Shoes.
Pull
Come
up,
through.
as they say.
They all vegan right now.
Pull up.
They're not healthy though. All right, so what's up with Santa Claus and mushrooms?
Well, now you asking me to recall information. From what
I thought you was the Guinness Book of recalling.
Okay, I'll supplement it with some shit that sounds real. So what's the mushroom that causes you to take the fantastic journeys? Femifenida muscaria or something like that,
too
right?
Scientific. I don't know.
So anyway, the toadstool from Mario Brothers, the red and white dude, the red and white head having.
Is that his full name?
I don't know if it's Toadstool.
I thought it was Toad.
Toad? Princess Toadstool. Toad.
Toadstool.
Well, so they related. He was the what they call him, the night guard,
Something like
squire, or some shit.
Oh man.
So anyway,
my whole
that
Mario
mushroom
Kart life has been.
Yo, that mushroom is the inspiration for the Santa Claus.
Yo, why
outfit.
Mario chasing the mushrooms though?
That's the whole why did the mushrooms make him bigger, bro?
Yo, big
Ask
up to
yourself
Mario,
that.
mustaches
Putting
everywhere.
you on to fantastic
Mushrooms.
natural remedies.
Yo,
since
eating mushrooms.
1983.
Yo,
What was Mario's real last name? Mario.
Mario's last name is Mario.
Mario.
What's Luigi's?
Mario.
Are they brothers or are they lovers?
Bro,
Oh, they brothers.
they could be, brothers.
John Leguizamo was holding it down.
Yo,
Big up to John Leguizamo. Wait. So go back to shrooms and Santa.
I might have to Google this so I could be more accurate. But from what I remember, it is that then maybe there was like an old man back in the days, and I don't know if it was the Middle East somewhere, where he would give gifts, right? But also there's some sort of blending of myths and mushrooms are involved somehow. That's all I got.
Well, I know there's the evil Santas, right? Isn't like Krampus or whatever?
The Krampus?
Krampus, isn't that the Santa that kills you?
Yeah.
That kidnaps your kid and kills it?
Are you
Concrete
serious?
Roots on IG right now just saying that growing up Colombia, they were told that baby Jesus brought the gifts, not Santa.
You see, not that I can,
Sweet baby
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, I definitely grew up though, like it was a tradition in my house, or it's still a tradition. My mom, gets a nice tree, we decorate it. We used to decorate it together, but we're not living in the crib anymore. So she does most of the decorating, and then we come and bring some ornaments. But we would decorate the tree, we put the popcorn on, all that kind of stuff, and we would put the nativity, the birth of Jesus thing on the bottom. It was like a nativity, right? Nativity set.
Yes.
So, huh?
Natividad, yeah.
Natividad. Yeah, so we would put it at the bottom, and my mom's a hardcore atheist, so she would tell us from jump, like, oh, this is just for design. But she would keep up that Santa Claus myth.
Shout out to mom.
Yo, shout out to mom.
Thugging it out.
Yeah, so that nativity set is older than me, and it's still like she super glued that thing together so it stays together. But so going into the holidays, do you do anything special with the kids? Do you take them to like an annual event? Do you go see the tree?
Nah, man.
The Rockettes, anything like that?
That happens, but I will be bah humbugging my way through all that stuff because I'm not a fan of crowds. I'm not a fan of capitalist cheer. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really enjoy.
Yo, why are you such an
all
extreme
that.
leftist, bro?
I don't know what I am. Maybe that might be true, but I just feel like I feel like it's just so fake. You know what I'm saying? But we've been, so there are pictures in the world of me at the tree, and I'm probably making a face. Like in the family picture, I got the face on, like yes,
on your Grinch stuff.
Yeah. So
and they dropping the new Grinch, right?
Is that's not that's one of those new animated joints?
It's animated, right?
Joints?
Jim Carrey's not in this one.
I'm trying to find the story about Santa and the shrooms though.
Yeah, find out about the shrooms. So yeah, so I think the biggest thing with keeping the kids healthy during the winter is not moving away from a lot of the practices that you have when it's warmer out. So getting the kids to move, getting them into the park every day, getting them exposed to the elements, letting them, you know, just like how we talk about letting kids play in the dirt, let them play in the snow. Just watch out for the yellow snow if you live in New York City. You know, get them exposed to all that stuff and make them feel like it's okay to be outside and to be playful and all that kind of stuff. And if they get a little cold, you know, just throw some layers on them. You don't got to go crazy though, and try to make them, you know, feel them, you know, keep them overprotected. I think is a big deal. So you found it?
I'm finding some interesting information here, man.
Arsenio, check the facts, yo. Check the facts.
Yo, listen to this, man. Fly agaric, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Agaric, maybe, I don't know, is the red mushroom with the white spots that we see in fairy tale illustrations, old Disney movies, and if you're old enough to remember, that's shade, by the way, Super Mario Brothers video games, and all the Smurf cartoons. I don't remember that being the Smurfs. Anyway.
Well, the Smurfs is all about mushrooms and stuff, right?
They all shroom heads.
Yeah, they shroomed out.
They're not red and white. So they are seriously toxic, but they become less lethal when dried out. Conveniently, they grow most commonly under pine trees.
So this is what has to do with Santa Claus?
I guess so.
That's why you put up the pine tree?
Yeah, maybe this is what I'm trying to say.
That's why you put up a Christmas tree so that you can get
spores travel exclusively on pine seeds. What? So the shaman would often hang them on lower branches of the pine tree. That's why you decorate the pine tree.
And that's why you put the sugar canes. It's supposed to represent the shrooms.
Yo, he would put them on in a sock and hang them over his fire to dry. Bro, it says this.
Who is this dude?
Is this starting to sound familiar? Yo, fam, this is crazy. This is even iller. This sounds sick. Like that cat poop coffee. You know what I'm talking about? Another way to remove you know what I'm talking about. That's real.
I don't know what
the cat poop coffee. Thank you to Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. Another way to remove the fatal toxins from the shrooms was to feed them to reindeer, who would only get high from them and then pee, with their digestive systems having filtered out most of the toxins, making their urine safe for humans to drink and get a safer high that way.
So you take the shrooms and then you drink your pee-pee.
That's crazy.
Yo, there's some truth to drinking that pee-pee though. So we can leave that for another episode.
That's why we put the yellow star on top of the tree.
For the pee-pee?
Nah. I had to get crazy.
All right, it's getting crazy up in here.
This is crazy.
Angel was like, what did Angel say? Yo, Christmas was created via hallucination. A lot of things.
Like so many things. Yes. Moses and the burning bush. Come on. What?
So wait, so we so kids health is shrooms.
Yo, I started taking two different mushrooms about a month ago.
Yeah.
One was lion's mane, right?
Are you doing the microdosing?
No. These aren't hallucinogens. These are straight up like
just food,
supplemental vitamins.
Yeah.
One is called lion's mane. It's an immune system supplement or whatever.
I think I have that in the crib.
This other joint is, I can't remember what it's called, or it might be a blend of mushrooms, but it's to help, like it's a de-stressor. It's to like chill you out. And I don't know if it's a placebo effect or whatever, but I had been feeling much more chill. I've been having this nagging cold thing happening. But yo, I watched another podcast with this mycologist. That's the scientific term for mushroom scientist. Mm-hmm. And his name is Paul Stamets, by the way. Look it up. This dude was dropping gems about
Rene just want to talk about mushrooms today.
Nah. What I'm saying about the kids. Yo, the kids need this. Is what I'm trying to say. Not on some crazy stuff, but mushrooms. There's so many different mushrooms. There are millions, he said, of like 6 million different species of mushrooms. They're also living organisms, right? And he said there's basically a mushroom for anything you want to cure or any ailment that you have. There's a mushroom that might be able to help it. And so,
yo, when I was walking in Oregon, Amelia tell you about this?
Yeah.
We were walking through the mountains in Oregon, me, Amelia, and Jenny and the baby. And there was definitely people like foraging mushrooms, looking super mellow. They were like, yeah, this is the best time to get mushrooms.
Well, he was talking about back in the days when he first got into mushrooms, how he stumbled upon like 1,000 natural growing, whatever the mushroom that gets you, trippy. And they were like foraging them, and he told some more people. I want to say this was in the San Francisco area, but it could have been in Washington State. I'm not sure. But west and maybe the
North California, maybe.
Yeah. And so he said that's what set him on the journey. And he used to have a crazy stutter as a child, and he said it was the mushrooms that helped him overcome them, because mushrooms create neural pathways, new neural pathways. And so that's what helped them overcome it. Like the story was fascinating.
And there's also a lot of tinctures that are mushroom based.
Yeah, man.
So that's something that you can easily
and microdosing is also something that he was
that's
talking
something that
about.
you can eat, and you can also get to your kids, so they're getting all those good healthy things into there. We use that with the baby. We cook. Jenny adds a lot of these mushroom infusers into our foods, not the hallucinogen mushrooms, but all the stuff with the health benefits and stuff. So, and I think that's another tactic with kids to get a little bit back on topic is like finding ways, like maybe they're not eating the food that you want them to eat, but infusing some healthy stuff into the food that they're eating. So for instance, if the baby's eating the pasta with the butter and whatever, maybe for the salt, you're using kelp instead of regular salt. And that way they're getting a lot of the sea minerals and stuff like that. And they don't even know the difference, you know?
I'm going to take video of me trying to throw some kelp in my daughter's food and her reaction.
She's not even going to know. She's not even,
Bro,
you don't even need to tell her. Get the clear one.
I don't say nothing.
Get the clear one. She won't know.
Send me the link. I'll buy it.
All right. We're going to put that link. Yo, Arsenio, check the facts, bro. Check the facts.
Arsenio.
Find that transparent kelp noodle. Jump off
the kelp noodle.
So what else we got for parents out there who are struggling to, you know, figure out how to keep their kids healthy during the winter?
Man, meditation and stretching
for the kids.
Everybody do it together.
But for kids.
But that's what I'm saying. They need that. They should be doing all those things.
So when they're in the house or when they're outside.
Yeah, you know, they do it. So maybe they won't be able to sit down and actually do any kind of like stretches or moves for longer than 2 or 3 minutes. But you know, make it an activity where maybe you play I Spy or something like that, and you can do a little 10-second breathing in and out. You know, listen to your heartbeat while you're breathing. You know, that mindful stuff. Because I feel like that's important, right? It helps them get in tune. And being in nature is beautiful and necessary. So I don't think we were ever off topic, brother.
Get them in nature.
Get them in nature, because that's
which is hard for a lot of people to do.
We all need to do this.
You live in the woods, so it's easy for you.
Bro, I open up my back door and that's it. I'm out there.
You got that. But for us who live in the city, it's a little harder.
But you know what? There are green lands in every borough. Get there. You know, touch a tree. Put your foot on a tree with no sock on.
Again, some mindful practice.
You got to put your feet in
How often
dirt.
Do the kids get sick for you?
Not as much lately. When in their first year, they were getting sick, or their first 2 years. My son had to get his tonsils out fairly early in life. I want to say when he was like 2. Because like me, I have a lot of ENT issues, ear, nose, and throat stuff, sinus stuff. So he also was having that, and the doctor was like, "Let's just get those out, like right now." So since that, he hasn't been sick much. My daughter also really not sick too much. But
you had your tonsils taken out?
Yeah, I did, man. Yeah,
I never got it, but I get a lot of swelling here. It happens at least once a year. I get some pretty extreme swelling, and I was like, damn, should I get my tonsils out? But I never got around to it.
I was going to the ENT doctor at least twice a year with a serious like infection, you know, strep or sinus, and they were always trying to push surgery on me. I got a deviated septum, all kinds of messed up stuff in there, and I was like, no, I don't want that. So, you know, they won't try to give me medicine. So I actually keep stuff on me to try to alleviate stuff. Arnica, you know about that stuff and some other things. I don't know if that's a pain medicine, but I keep that on me.
Well, and arnica also helps with bruising and inflammation. And that's another thing. That's a good tip. So there's a lot of homeopathic kind of supplements that you could take, homeopathic kind of medicines. Definitely check with your doctor before doing this. And then is that the pills? Is the little pellets?
This is an inhaler.
Okay.
It's like got camphor and essential oils, peppermint, eucalyptus, menthol. Is basically like that Vicks joint. You ever seen the Vicks inhaler? But it's not Vicks. It's
So so a lot of those homeopathic kind of pellets, check in with the doctor, but the homeopathic ones, they dissolve in water and they have no taste. So if your kids are dealing with any kind of ailments, check in with your doctor for sure. But those can be really helpful as well to help the kids. They won't even know they're taking medicine because, like, for instance, Kaya, when we try to give her medicine, she's better at it now, but she used to turn into Linda Blair from The Exorcist. She would throw that stuff back up in our face, and she was really violent. We had to end up doing the rectum one. What's it called?
Oh man, I know what it's called.
So that actually was very easy.
Facts.
Yeah, that one was easier. So if your kids won't take it in through the mouth, You know what I'm saying? Just get some coconut
I
oil.
was gonna say epidural, but that's not it.
No, it's not epidural. I
What's
forget
it
what
called?
it's called. I forget what's.
Yeah,
Yo, Arsenio, check
Dianos.
the facts, bro.
How you put it?
Check the facts. What's the medicine that goes in the little butt? It's helpful if you need it.
Suppository.
There
That
we
was
go.
certainly
There
not
we
what I
go.
was thinking. I was trying to figure it out.
Iris
Yo.
said the book Gut is really good book. Yes, definitely.
Andrew, you
Gut is an amazing
you
book.
were low key star today, bro. We
man.
shouting you out.
Big up to
It's
Angel
no longer low key
on the YouTube feed.
Everybody knows.
Big up to everyone who's on IG.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Who says some comments? My dad says some what's up.
Hey yo.
My dad said what's up. Big up to my dad. Happy holidays. All right, cool. So we're about to wrap up. Any final thoughts on the subject today?
Just have your kids out there. It's not even that cold, man. We had like a couple of days of some cold weather.
It wasn't even that bad. The
Get
wind is a
there.
little rough.
Do some things. You
Kai
know what's
almost got
cool?
blown away.
Yo, oh my God. That night when I didn't come through, because
Yeah.
do you know how long it took me to get home? Did I tell y'all?
Bro,
10 hours.
Bro,
I drove.
That was crazy. But that's not because of the winter. That's because New York City is
lack of preparation.
Yeah. That's capitalism. That
De Blasio.
Yeah.
I'll see you on the street. No, anyway. So I was gonna say, get your kids out there, let them do all those things. If it snows, I bought these little inflatable tubes for them to slide down. I just took them out. I bought them last year. I just took them out for that snow. My kids were wilding. They were acting like it was the best thing they ever had in their lives, and it was so much fun to watch them. I tried to do it, I almost died. I almost popped onto some ground that doesn't have snow and knocked down garbage cans and all that animal stuff. So they love all that stuff. Let them go out there, get dirty, get messed up, get cuts, get bruises.
Yep. And also too, my dad brought up a good point talking about red onions and boiling red onions and how it could be a form of an antibiotic, like a natural antibiotic. So if your kids are getting sick, if they're dealing with anything going on with their immune system, try to find some natural remedies via food, especially. How can you use food as medicine? And, there's tons of old abuela kind of recipes on how to, heal kids up and using garlic and all this kind of stuff. Do more of that stuff if the kids will consume it. Find ways to bring it into their system. Use essential oils, like, for instance, eucalyptus oil. If the kids are having a lot of sinuses, bring them into the bathroom and put on the shower and drop some eucalyptus oil in the shower. And, trying to use these natural avenues before going towards, some of these heavier medicines, which are, Benadryl is not a medicine.
Nah.
Benadryl just puts you to sleep. You know what I mean? Which can be helpful for sure. I'll take it every once in a while if I'm going through a real ordeal, but it's not medicine. There's no medicine really for the cold or for the flu.
Yeah.
There's only, ways to cope and deal with it.
And we don't want to be insensitive and act like we don't know that life is real and things get busy and hectic, and a lot of times it takes a lot of time and energy to do these things. So we're not saying that if you don't do this, you're a terrible parent.
Right.
We're just saying these are things you could try. And like anything else, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. You develop your methods that make it easier and quicker, and you get into the habit. But it ultimately is so much better for you and for your children. So.
Right. And if you got to use medicine, if you got to use antibiotics, if you do that. If the doctor's like saying like, look, this is really serious, we got to do something. Here's medication. Definitely do that for sure. There's nothing wrong with taking medications. It's just overdoing it or taking medications too quickly, things like that. But listen to your doctor. Use the common sense and all that kind of stuff. Be a good parent. Take care of your kids first and foremost.
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right. So that's it for this week. Just again, remember to go check out peoplesforum.org. Check out our event on Thursday, December 13th. We're going to be talking about fitness justice here at the People's Forum. It's also going to be a live televised episode of RevFit Radio. So that will be a lot of fun. So you can come through for the live audience. So Angel, Iris, Kazembe, Pops, everybody who's on the feed today, make sure you come out to our live show on December 13th. Yeah?
Why did the cookie go to the doctor?
Why did the cookie go to the doctor? Because we chomped the shit out of the Oreos.
Because it felt crummy.
Yo, you got to write some children's books, bro.
I wrote one in it was a haiku all the way through.
Did you really though?
Yeah.
I really think
I'm
you
look-
could be
I'm-
good at writing some children's books.
I'm looking for
There's a lot of
someone
money
to-
in children's
I'm
books.
looking for someone to illustrate it. Deadass.
Yo, Gammy, what's up?
So
Gammy Alvarez.
yeah.
Gammy Alvarez.
That was a joke that my daughter loves to say. So I wanted to end that on that
Aw.
note. A children's joke about going to the doctor. Ain't that funny?
All right, yo, we out of here. See ya
Peace,
next week.
y'all.
Peace.
Bo-
Let's go eat these Oreos.
Ah.